whatever it is you want to do. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We want to avoid the feast or famine thing, the whole starving artist narrative. That doesn't need to happen anymore. In a global economy where literally everything around us has been written by somebody, there are so many opportunities for us to get paid for writing that we just want to talk about it. And I'm the type of person, I can't stand inspiration that doesn't come with information. So we're actually going to talk about practical ways to get from A to B and use the skills you already have to make money. Woo. All right, so we're only going to talk about 5 key steps today, but I promise you from A to Z, this will take care of just about anything you need to know about how to make money with your words. Number 1 is pick a lane. You have to be specific. When you're talking to companies and businesses and you want to write for them and you want to get paid to produce some type of writing, you need to let them know what it is you provide. So when we say pick a lane, it doesn't matter what you choose. You can choose food, tech, finance, real estate, automotive, nonprofit, healthcare. It really doesn't matter what you pick. You just need to let them know specifically what it is that you do. So choosing your niche is the number 1 thing you need to figure out. Figure out what it is you want to write for. And how to choose your niche, these are 2 of the best ways to figure out what area of writing you should probably be in. 1 is familiarity. Did you have an old job in the field? You used to work in high school doing it? Do you have friends who work in the industry that talk your ear off about what's wrong with the industry? Use these things as fodder to help you be more familiar with your prospect. Next is passion. Pick something that you really, really care about. If the whole goal of this, what you're going to do with your words is you need to inspire somebody to take an action. So if you choose something you already love, you're really just sharing what you already care about. So when you choose your niche, think about this carefully. Think about what it is do I talk about when people don't even ask me what to talk about. Like, what do I just share with people out of excitement? Is it food? Is it tech? You know, just think about what it is your passion is and tie that in to your niche. All right, number 2 of 5 is go above and beyond. Look, I would love to just sit at home, throw up a LinkedIn resume, and wait for all of the employers to come to me. But the problem is everybody's doing that. So how are you separating yourself to stand above the crowd? And one of the best ways to do this as a writer who wants to get paid is rewriting existing content. If you go on their website, if you check out their newsletter, take what it is they already have and create your version of it. Share that with them. Say, look, what you have is great, but also this may be another way to connect with their audience and get more engagement. What you want to do is the same thing we always preach in storytelling, which is showing versus telling. You don't want to tell them all the things you can do for them. You want to give them an example of what you can provide. This is really, really important because just taking this step is going to show them how serious you are, how much initiative you have, and also what you can produce for their company. Now, whether they like it or not, you have a better chance of being seen by going above and beyond. And that already puts you a leg up on the competition. Number 3 is be strategic. When you're starting out, you may want to ask local businesses, places that you frequent, cafes, restaurants, places that you like to go. Hey, you know, I see you have this menu. Would you mind if I rewrote the menu item descriptions? Would you mind if I sent you a little something for your website? Would you mind if I sent you some newsletter copy? And just see what they say. Try to talk to the decision makers and just let them know that you'd like to send something their way to help out their business. Remember, they're interested in themselves. So if you can help them sell more and be more connected with customers with your writing, they would gladly pay you for that, because whatever they pay you is going to be pennies on the dollar for the return on investment. So always remember, ask to write. Number 2 is be portfolio oriented. Now, I know this is tough, but when you're starting out, it's really important to build your portfolio. So even if that means you have to write for less than you would like to write for in the beginning, showing that you can do the work and having a portfolio of maybe restaurants that you've written for is going to pay off in the end. I promise you it's going to pay off. And actually, I have a quick story about that because this is a personal journey. I really only started business writing maybe 18 months ago. When I started out, I was getting paid less than $30 a day. I had to commute 45 minutes each way, and that was if there wasn't any traffic. Getting paid $30, I was basically an intern for the company. But They were going to allow me to do just about all of their writing. So I got to write for Entrepreneur Magazine. I got to write for Inc. Magazine. I got to do all the newsletters. I got to manage all the content stream for the entire company. It was a consulting firm. I didn't know anything about consulting when I got there. I got to do all of that. So I did that for maybe 4 months. And then I got a job as a copywriter for basically an e-commerce company. And so I went from being paid $30 a day to being paid about $275 a day. Now this is a 4-month span. I did that for another 6 months, and then I went from getting paid $275 a day to $500 a day. Now I'm not telling you this because it's impressive. I'm telling you this because I didn't know anything about this field 18 months prior to starting. And so what I'm saying is the supply and demand is there. They need us as writers to come in and say, we're serious about this, we can help, and show that we can do it. So the next thing you want to do, number 4, is join a community. I mean, this helps with just about anything, but it's really, really important when it comes to writing, because when you join a business writing community, you want to do corporate writing. You can still stay in the fiction group. That is fantastic. I'm a fiction writer myself. I write for children's books, and it is my passion. But also, you got to pay the bills. You have to keep money coming in. So business writers can help you with tips and resources, connections, and opportunities. They can help you place what it is that you do and actually get paid for it. So you want to be around like-minded people who are looking for the same opportunities and have those opportunities themselves, because that way you can help each other. You can feed off of each other, and that's really, really important. Number 5, and this may be one of the most important things, is that you have to own your title. You have to own it. You have to let people know exactly what it is that you provide. What can you do for them? So the number 1 thing I recommend, even if you don't end up actually passing these out yet, just get a business card. Your name, your niche, and then writer next to it. Just get that on a business card and just look at it. So that as you develop your skill and you get more comfortable and confident saying that you're a food writer, saying that you're a tech writer, saying that you're a finance writer, you can start owning your title and sharing that with people. It's really, really important. Get used to seeing your name and writer next to it. All right, so last thing we're gonna do is a crash course in business writing. It's called the Vice Business Strategy. It's really, really simple, really, really easy to remember. The V stands for voice. So as with any writing, you have to know your audience. Who are you speaking to? Who are you trying to sell to? Who are the people who are listening to or reading what it is that you're putting out? And you want to know how the business that you're writing for communicates with its customers. How are they already talking to people to try to convince them to do X, Y, or Z? Now, it doesn't matter if the way they're talking to people is currently ineffective. That's okay. You can show them a better way, but what it is you need to do is your homework to know what's happening now and to know how you can improve it. The I stands for impact. You have to evoke emotion. All art is basically to evoke emotion. You want to inspire action. Whatever it is you're writing, a newsletter, a website, landing page, you are trying to convince the reader to do something. Whether that's buy something or come out to an event or support a charity, it doesn't matter. Like, you're trying to convince them to do something. So when you're looking at your writing, you want to make sure, have people that you trust, take a look at it, and you want to make sure that it actually inspires some type of action. The third point is clarity. Can people make sense of it in one read? Is it clear what you're offering, selling, and or asking the reader to do? You want to make sure that you make it bite-sized. I mean, in today's society, we're skimmers. A lot of people don't deep read. So they need to be able to glance at your copy, at your text, at your writing, and know exactly what it is you want from them. Now, at that point, it's up to us as writers to convince them to take that step. But they need to know what step it is we're asking them to take. And so clarity in your business writing is very, very, very important. And the E stands for efficiency. When you use too many words to get your point across, as with anything, the reader gets fatigued. You can lose them in the process of trying to sell to them and trying to inspire them and trying to encourage them. So you really want to make sure that you only use as many words as is necessary to drive your point home. And that's really, really, really important. So those are the 4 if anybody wants to take those down. It's voice, impact, clarity, and efficiency. And sort of the last thing we're going to round out about is the whole reason why I wanted to come and hang out with you guys today is because I, like all of you, I'm a big lover of story. I think story is so important for our connectedness, for us to understand each other and see that we are more alike than different on the layers that matter. But the issue is, if we as writers can't find a way to support ourselves, then the stories we have within us will die with us if we don't share them. We will go into a career to pay the bills, which we all have to do, and what ends up happening is that person working in finance who has this amazing life story doesn't share it with the other person who needs to hear it. So when I'm talking to you about business writing, it's not because I love the field of business writing, which I actually do enjoy quite a bit, ironically enough. But it's not because I love the field of business writing, it's because I want you to be able to finance your stories and keep a roof over your head and put your kids through college. And if you get sick, you can actually pay the health bill. Like, that's what I care about. And in order to do that, there are so many, like, I have passed out so many job opportunities that I couldn't take myself because I had already too much work. I had too much work already. So, and I'm telling you that I don't have 10 years of experience in this medium. It's just about knowing what it is that they want from you and using the words you already use all the time, pivot it, and then use it to sell their stuff. And so that's really why I'm here today. That's why I'm passionate about this. If you have any questions, I'm just going to stay off to the side for a little bit after this talk. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to talk to you more in depth about how to get from A to Z. But I really thank you for your time, and I thank you so much for having me. My name is Jesse Byrd. Thank you.
Oh, good job. A lot of information. I was listening. Yeah, I can multitask. I'm a teacher. Yeah, I'm going to talk to him about the children's book.
What's your name? Dustin.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dustin. Appreciate it, man. How's it going, brother? Coming down?